Good morning students. In this video I am going to explain about the concept of virtual memory. What do you mean by virtual memory? The beginning itself introduction class we saw about it is and some of the additional memory to avoid the shortage of physical memory. If there is not enough space in physical memory, then we are using this additional disk storage to store our pages. So it is a feature of an operating system that enables a computer system to be able to compensate the shortages. If there is any shortages in that physical memory, then we have some of the pages we are storing in physical memory as well as in secondary, that is in this storage. So whatever the program size we are handling in a easy way. So we are introducing the concept virtual memory. Okay. So virtual memory means it is this process is done temporarily and is designed to work as a combination of RAM and disk space. So in virtual memory concept means we are using both memories for executing a process. We are using RAM as well as a hard disk. So it is remove the restriction of maximum program size. So you understand, no? So whatever the program size we can execute because we added an disk additional storage, no? So memory size is not a problem. It is a capability of moving pages between main memory and the secondary storage. Whenever we need, we are swapping pages from secondary to main memory. And then but users, they are getting the appearance that their whole program is loaded into main memory, but actually what is happening, the programs are some are in main memory, some are in secondary memory. Whenever we need, we are swapping, but the users, what they are thinking, the users appearance is their whole program is loaded in main memory. So before what happened before the implementation of virtual memory, there's a restriction to the programmers that they have to write programs using limited size, otherwise they are not able to be execute their programs. So that is given here in the earlier days and all, they have the limitations of the size of the programs, that's only given in that slide. Then after the next generation only the concept introduced, like they are programmers start writing the programs using different sections, like working sets, you know the concept, no? So related to that, their programmers wrote their programs. And then what is the concept of next, they begin the start with overlay loaded into programming. Overlay means what? That is a program. If the program is divided into different sections, then section by section can be loaded into memory and executed. That is a concept of overlays explained here. First section is loaded and then completed. Then second section is loaded in the uncompleted until the end of the section is finished. Although the swapping of overlays between main memory and secondary storage was done by the system, the thing is, programmer has to divide it into different sections. That is his work. And then this overlay suggested, this leads to a concept of paging and segmentation. You know this and all very well. Which was then implemented through demand paging and segmentation schemes. So in virtual memory concept, what do you mean by paging segmentation? Paging means that a job is divided into equal sizes called pages. Segmentation means jobs are of different types. So what is the difference between paging and segmentation? Paging, what is the problem we are facing? Internal fragmentation. In paging we are facing internal fragmentation but not external fragmentation, but in segmentation we are facing external fragmentation, not internal fragmentation. In paging programs, that pages are of same size, but in segmentation they are of different size. Here if we want to find out the address of memory, we must know that page number and displacement value. In segmentation we need the segmentation number and displacement value. And paging requires that page map table, and segmentation requires SMT, that is segment map table. and it allows sharing program code among users. Here a new definition is given here. See that first point, an area where unchangeable code called reentrant code. This is a new term. Students listen, what do you mean by reentrant code? The same routine is shared by several users. For example, you wrote a same some set of instructions, maybe it may be a computer program or any routine that is in memory, which is shared by multiple users. Same content is shared by multiple users, that is called as reentrant. So is this segmentation allowed for sharing program code, that is given in the first point, sharing of program code, that is called as reentrant code. And then every user also has a separate area for to store that data, as well as shared coding also, that also shared by the users. So that shared code concept also introduced by the segmentation. And then, and the thing is, they can only share that code, but they can't modify that coding. Okay, they can change only the data stored for that area, for their particular area, that code only they can change, but shared code and all they can't change. Before virtual memory sharing mean that copies of files were stored in each user's account. Before coming to that virtual memory concept, no, sharing code is stored in every user's account. Okay, this allowed them to load their own copy and work on it anytime. So so sharing created a great deal of unnecessary system cost. The thing is, overhead system cost only more. In virtual memory, no, we need cost for secondary storage. That are all the problems we are having. The thing is cost. In order to reduce that cost, what we did is shared programs and subroutines are loaded on demand. To reduce that cost and all, we are using on demand, we are storing that subroutine and programs. So the use of virtual memory recurs. So if we want to use virtual memory in an efficient way, there is a cooperation between two managers or two things needed. One is the memory manager, which tracks the page and segment. Another one is the processor hardware. These two are essential to handle that virtual memory. Process hardware only will give the interrupt. No interrupt, you know the concept, page fault or interrupt means if there is page is not available, that it will be retrieved. No, so like that, interrupts given by this processor hardware. And then when the page is not needed, that is already not in memory, page fault is used. So memory manager chooses page frame and loads the page. So if any interrupt happen, what will do, the memory manager brings that page from that secondary memory, and then what are the things updated, that all the tables, memory map table, page map table, everything will be updated also. Whatever we studied, till we studied, it is everything is recalled in this concept. So virtual memory works well in the in multi-programming environment. Okay, they spend a lot of time waiting for multi-programming environment. They wait for pages to be swapped in or out, and in a time sharing environment they wait that the time slices up. In the time sharing environment, what will happen, every job must wait till their particular time is over. According to the time limit only jobs are executed in a time sharing environment. And in the case of multi-programming environment, they have to wait for the pages to be swapped in or out. In the multi-programming environment, the waiting time is not lost. Okay, if one program is over, then other programs will be automatically loaded and executed. But in a time sharing environment, according to the timing order, the jobs are executed. And virtual memory uses and increased the use of several programming techniques. So it helps to develop large programs, and we can develop, and they can be linked later on independently. We can run that program, we can develop, and they can be linked later. That's a concept. So this virtual memory use for the developers to create the programs in an efficient way. So what are the advantage of virtual memory concept? There's no restriction in the job size. Job size may be any way, then it can handle because it has a primary memory as well as a secondary memory. Okay. Memory is used in an efficient way in the case of virtual memory. Well, because only the sections are of a program are stored in memory. So whenever needed only we are loading, no? And then multi-programming also easy here. And time sharing, everything is handled in an efficient way, and it eliminates external fragmentation and minimizes internal fragmentations by combining the concept of paging and segmentation. These problems and all solved, no? And it allows sharing of code and data, dynamic linking of program segments. The programs are run independently, and whenever we need, we can create a program, we can link afterwards. What are the disadvantages? The thing is hardware cost only. Additional hardware we are adding, no, so that is a hardware cost is a disadvantage here, and the thing is overhead of handling of pages, and then increased software complexity to prevent tracing. This is a thing about virtual memory. Okay, thank you, students.